Okay, time is over. So how can you grade yourself, or how can you evaluate yourself? How can you estimate yourself with such a kind of task? Is it good? Is it okay? I believe it's going to be different from one to another. And also it's the first time maybe that you practice such kind of stuff. So next time you will be better even if you're good this time. So let's complete talking about question one. Question one, independent speaking, as we've mentioned. A good answer to the independent speaking question might follow this template, this examples. I feel that. Remember here, or look here at I. Okay, let me use something. Yes, the use of I. This is very important. I. The pronoun I is very important. Here also we do have I. It's very important. Why the I's here are very important? Because you're talking about personal experience, your own personal experience. My personal experience. I do believe. I do think. I feel that. In my opinion, I feel this way or for two reasons. Okay? So this is very important. Use the pronoun I. The first pronoun I. First of all, or first. First of all, or first. Once you mention first of all or first, you're giving me the sense that you are a disciplined one. You are an organizing one. You're going to give me something logical. You're going to transfer between your ideas in chronological order or in a logical order. You're going to say first, you're going to say second, you know, and all of this stuff. Also, we do have here secondly. We have moreover. We use moreover, of course, when you want to add something to the same info. Okay, I'm talking about my studies in USA. Why I want to go there, for example. I want to mention reasons. So I have mentioned first, second, in order not to repeat myself and to be boring and say third, the fourth. No, I can say moreover. So moreover means something beyond first and second. Okay. I can say adding to that also. It's not here in this type, but I can say adding to that. I can say besides that. Okay, so all of this stuff is going to make your speaking very neat, very clearly, and at the same time there is no any kind of repetition in it. So it's going to be very clear and also very organized and disciplined. Of course, once we come to the end, we have here to sum up, or to sum it up, or, and that's why I feel that, or, and that's why I believe that. We have many formats or many templates to finalize or to sum up our topic. This is very important. Remember, when you come up to a conclusion or come up to with a conclusion, you need to use one of these templates or formats. So if you bear in mind and memorize somehow such templates, it's going to be easy for you to recall them during your speaking task with this independent speaking question one. So it's very easy. Look here, we do have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you use half of these sentences, for example, you're going to have like 6 or 7 sentences, from 6 to 8 sentences maybe. So which is great in 45 seconds. And of course, the rest or the remaining is going to be, okay, the body. It's going to be your concentration. It's going to be your pronunciation and all of this stuff. So as you can see, as far as you follow the strategies that we're delivering to you, no problem at all. Just follow them and work on them. So just don't follow us and watch the videos and that's it and relax. No, you need to work on that. Remember that we give you the hand, we give you just the keys, but you need to do, or you need to exert efforts for that. And also it's very easy to do that if you want to get a higher score, inshallah, in your test. Next. Washington, D.C. Family in the area advise help. International city, food stores. Tour sites, trains to other cities, universities. This is a place. Maybe you do have such a kind of stuff in the exam. You will have Washington, D.C. Oh, what's Washington, D.C.? I don't know. I believe it's a state in the United States of America. Yes, you're right. So, what does it have? In this case, you need to do what we call brainstorm in the 15 seconds, okay? To prepare and make a plan, a quick plan to your topic itself. You need to make the brainstorm. The brainstorm appears here very clearly. Washington, D.C. Yes, family in the area, advice help. International city, food and stores. Tour sites, trains to other cities, universities. And also, you can use Washington, D.C. to support the previous topic, why you want to go and study in the United States of America. Okay? So, it's very, very, very important to be a quick thinker, to think fast and decide fast. If you don't follow such a kind of strategy, you will lose because, as I mentioned, brainstorm, getting your ideas, connect them, express them in a short time with a clear voice, with a clear tone, with a clear intonation. All of this in 45 seconds, you know. Also, it's not a problem. Once you practice a lot on this, it's going to be very easy for all of you. So, let's see, yes, here, this one. Okay, checklist 1, 2. The talk answers the topic questions. The point of view or position is clear. The talk is direct and well organized. The sentences are logically connected. Details and examples support the main idea. The speaker expresses complete thoughts. So this is the checklist for question 1. Again, the talk answers the topic questions. The point of view or position is clear. The talk is direct and well organized. The sentences are logically connected. Details and examples support the main idea. The speakers express complete thoughts. We have like 6 in this checklist. So make sure that you got them. The meaning is easy to comprehend. These are extra checklist in the checklist. The meaning is easy to comprehend. A wide range of vocabulary is used. Okay, variety of words, of course, are important, but not difficult ones. Easy vocabulary, but at the same time, various ones. There are minor errors in grammar. So minor errors in grammar are accepted, no problem. You can make mistakes. You know why? Because you're not native speakers. Okay, and I do believe myself on personal basis that the native speakers themselves, they do have grammar mistakes. Like us in Arabic, we do have the mother tongue as Arabic, but at the same time, we do have grammar mistakes with our nahu, for example. Okay, so it's not a problem. This limitation of the minor errors in grammar is accepted, no problem at all. You can make mistakes, but not a lot, of course, because you will lose marks. The talk is within 125 to 150 words, because this is very important. But one is going to ask me, shall I gonna count this? Can I say, I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. These are 5 words. No, it's not this case, you know. Once you talk and once you make a lot of practice, you do a lot of practice on this kind of task, you'll find it easy. How can you do this 125 to 150 words? Of course, you can do this in writing because they are in front of you. You can see them by your own eyes. You can count them. But in speaking needs just to practice. Once you practice a lot, you will be able to do this in a very good way and in a very easy way. 125, 150 is nothing for you. Once you make sure that what you're going to do is a mini essay with introduction, body with clear ideas and connected thoughts, and a conclusion. If you do this, you will reach the 125 and 150 words within the 45 seconds. We do have here a simple answer for this. Describe something that you do to reduce stress. Explain why it is helpful. Include details and examples to support your answer. Introduction. Reading books helps me to relieve stress like nothing else can. Look here at this sentence. It's a kiss sentence. Kiss. Remember kiss? Keep it simple and stupid. Look here at the question. Describe something that you do to reduce stress. Explain why it is helpful. Include details and examples to support your answer. Let's see this question. First of all, mention something or describe something that you do to reduce stress. This is one part of the question. Then explain why it is helpful. Second thing, include details and examples to support your answer. So once you're going to start directly to think of a plan of 15-minute or 15-second plan, and then you're going to talk for 45 seconds, you need to cover these three things. What is it? What's the thing? Why is it helpful? And details and examples to support your idea. For the introduction, as you can see, it's very easy. Reading books. So I give here the thing that I want to describe, which I use all the time to reduce my stress. Helps me to relieve stress like nothing else can. So what I did here in this introduction, that I answered the question first. Describe something. Okay, this is the something, which is reading books. Okay, as I mentioned previously, if you still remember, a few minutes ago, introduction based on answering the question given. The question, what's the thing? Here's the thing. You got the idea? Once I'm going to transfer it to the body, I'm going to talk about why it's helpful, and I'm going to give some details and examples, not too much, of course. I'm sorry, not too many examples, according to the time. But to be organized, to be disciplined, is very easy to do a good task like that. Just the introduction. One simple sentence, not sophisticated one, and then in the body, you can start talking about why it's helpful and some details and examples to support the idea, which is, at the end of the day, the 125 to 150 words. If you can count with me here, one, can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 words in the introduction out of 150. Okay, so it's a good job because we still have body and we still have conclusion. Perfect. We can go ahead. For the body, sorry for that. For the body, this is the true. Yes, I'm going to express and talk about why reading books reduce my stress. This is true for several reasons. Yeah, remember the template that we gave you? This is true for several reasons. First, yes, first, remember? First, yeah. When I read a book, I'm going to give a reason. I said for several reasons, and I do have the time to do this because I've just mentioned the introduction, and the introduction just 11 words. I said it in 3 seconds maybe, or 2 seconds, according to the tempo, according to my pace when I'm speaking. First, when I read a book, I mentally enter the world, of ideas. I enter the world of ideas. I can forget my day-to-day words. So I do have here 2 reasons, not just one. Second, two reasons in one. I mean, a reason of 2 parts. Second, from an emotional angle, reading is a solitary act. solitary act means that you do it alone. Okay? Once you read, you do it alone. It's not in a group because you cannot concentrate, of course. It enables me to spend the time alone, away from others. This helps me feel more peaceful. Feel more peaceful. This is another reason. Third, from a physical perspective, look here, I'm varying, I'm using different ideas, I'm connecting all these sub-ideas to the main idea, which is reading books, relieving me. I use it to reduce my stress, which is very, very good, an important thing. From a physical perspective, from a physical trend or a physical point of view, reading allows me to stop working and relax my body, because I can read while I'm playing like that, I can read while I'm sitting like that, I can read like that, like this. Okay, all positions are available. I can do it anyway, no problem at all. It doesn't need a specific position to read. But in all cases, the common feature among these positions that gives me relaxation. I cannot read while, for example, I'm running. I cannot read while I'm doing physical activity, but I should be relaxed in order to read. At home, I like to read while laying, yes, in bed or on the sofa. Coming to the conclusion, the act of reading transports me to another world. That's why books are good friends, and why reading is such an effective way of reducing my level of stress. Excellent topic if it is expressed in such a way. Let's read it quickly and see if you can read it in 45 seconds or not. I'm going to read it myself and try to be with me in it. Okay, I'm going to imagine or make an assumption here that the question is being read in front of me. Describe something that you do to reduce stress. Explain why it's helpful. Include details and examples to support your answer. And I'm going to assume also that we have already planned for 15 seconds, and we're going to talk directly in 45 seconds. Okay? Are you ready with me? Okay. Reading books helps me to relieve stress like nothing else can. This is true for several reasons. First, when I read a book, I mentally enter the world of ideas. I can forget my day-to-day worries. Second, from an emotional angle, reading is a solitary act. It enables me to spend time alone, away from others. This helps me feel more peaceful. Third, from a physical perspective, reading allows me to stop working and relax my body. At home, I like to read while laying in bed or on the sofa. The act of reading transports me to another world. That's why books are good friends, and why reading is such an effective way of reducing my level of stress. Perfect. We did it in almost 42 or 43 seconds. If you do it in such a way, you will get the high marks in this particular task in your exam. So do it. It's very easy. We're going to have a lot of practice on this. Don't worry. We still have time in our session. Sample answer analysis. Here we're analyzing the answer itself. The response above would get a high score for several reasons. What and how, as I mentioned previously. What, it answered the questions or the question fully. How, it was grammatically correct. It's used simple, clear vocabulary. Simple, clear vocabulary. If you still remember the introduction in this topic of reading books. Why? It spoke about the actual topic and not some other topic. It proceeded logically from introduction to body to conclusion. It used transition words such as first, second, third in order to transfer between paragraphs and ideas. It gives three reasons: mental, emotional, and physical. It gives three details, examples: to forget worries, to feel more peaceful, to lie in bed, sofa. The conclusion reinforced the fact or supported the fact that the speaker had understood the task clearly. So this was the analysis for the previous topic of why reading, for example, is one of the things that reduce my stress or reduce your stress, not mine, of course. I'm not stressed anyway. Okay. Question 2. Coming to question 2. You will be asked to speak about a personal preference. This may be a situation or an activity or an event. After we hear the question, you will make, I'm sorry. Okay. After you hear the question, you will make a choice between two options presented and then explain why you made that choice. Also, you do have the same 15 seconds to plan your answer, and you have 45 seconds to express yourself and start speaking. Independent speaking preference question. A good answer to the second independent speaking question, preference, might follow this template. Also, I prefer. Just remember, I, yeah. Of course, I will not mention the reason again. I will not repeat myself again. Of course, you know why I, because I'm talking about personal preference, something that I like. Okay, so I should use the pronoun I. I prefer that, I prefer X over Y, whatever. I prefer Barca over Real Madrid, for example. Yes, I'm Barca's fan. I'm partial to, I feel this way for two reasons. Secondly, moreover, to sum it up, and that's why I prefer X over Y. Okay, so it's very easy also to use such a kind of template when you talk about the second question, which is your preference. What do you prefer? Okay, let's see this task. Choose between two options. Explain the reasons for your preference. Some students live in dormitories on campus. Other students live in apartments off campus. Which living situation do you think is better and why? So here we're comparing between two accommodations. Okay, so you need to plan for this and then talk about that. More interaction, practice English study. I'm talking now about dormitories in general, choice and reasons. More interaction, practice English study. Less responsibility, meals, laundry, cleaning. Better location, library, recreation, classroom buildings. Okay, now we do have a video practice on questions 1 and 2 in full. So forget about any kind of stress right now and try to concentrate with this video, try to get benefit, and then come back to me. I'm always here.
I'm Michael from ETS, and welcome to Inside the TOEFL Test. Today, we're going to go inside the speaking section of the TOEFL test, specifically questions 1 and 2, the independent speaking questions. So in the next few minutes, we're going to look at how the questions are structured and what they're asking, how to approach the questions, how your responses are scored. We'll look at a sample response that received a high score, and we'll give you some tips for improving your speaking skills. So here is generally what the questions will look like and how they're structured. For both questions 1 and 2, you'll be given a topic to speak about with no additional reading or listening passages. You will have 15 seconds to prepare your response and 45 seconds to speak your answer. Now, 15 seconds is actually longer than you think, and if you feel like you need more time, just remember that professors at university aren't going to give you more time than that to answer questions in class. Now let's look more closely at what the independent speaking questions will be asking you to do. So first, question 1. Question 1 will ask you to speak about a person, place, object, or event that is familiar to you. Here's an example.
Talk about a pleasant and memorable event that happened while you were in school. Explain why this event brings back fond memories.
In question 2, you'll be presented with 2 situations or opinions. You will be asked which you prefer, and you need to explain your choice. Here's an example.
Some people think it is more fun to spend time with friends in restaurants or cafes. Others think it is more fun to spend time with friends at home. Which do you think is better? Explain why.
Now here are some tips for how to approach these kinds of speaking questions. Number 1, use the preparation time to organize your thoughts and maybe jot down some notes. Don't try to write a full response because you won't have time. And the raters scoring your response want to hear you speaking, not reading, and they can tell the difference. Number 2, don't memorize responses before the test, especially ones that you get from the internet or from test prep instructors who say that's a good idea. It's not, and it will lower your score. It's very easy for ETS raters to identify memorized responses because they sound different, and the content is different from responses that are more natural and spontaneous. Number 3, it's not necessary to organize your response into an introduction, a middle, and a conclusion like you would with a written essay. Just speak naturally and use common connecting words. Some of those are because, so, after that, on the other hand, I want to mention, and what this means is. Before the test, make sure you understand what the raters are looking for and how the questions are scored. In the speaking section, all 6 responses are scored on a scale from 0 to 4, and they're scored holistically, which means that the raters listen for various features in your response and then give it an overall score. Although there are some variations depending on the question, raters will be looking for 3 main things. First, delivery. Your speech needs to be clear and fluid, with good pronunciation. The pace or speed of your speech should be natural, and you should have good-sounding intonation patterns. Second, language use. This is mainly how you use grammar and vocabulary to express your ideas. And third, topic development. This is mainly how fully you answer the question, how clearly you express your ideas, and how you can connect one idea to the next in a way that is easy to follow. Now let's listen to an example of a speaking response that received the highest score of 4 out of 4. This is responding to question 2 about spending time with friends.
I actually only spend time with my friends in restaurants and cafes. Almost never at home because my apartment is very small and there is just almost nothing to do. On the outside and in cafes and restaurants it's much more, there are more people, the atmosphere is usually good, and maybe there's some music playing, or we usually meet to discuss things and meet other people and meet people we do not know possibly. There's always a chance to get to know someone, and it's always exciting. For me, it is much more exciting than just staying at home and in the environment that I know and I'm familiar with. I think that's boring.
Now let's look at this response in terms of our three main criteria: delivery, language use, and topic development. First, delivery. His flow of speech is good, and he's easy to understand, and he's able to sustain his speech for the full 45 seconds without repeating himself.
My apartment is very small and there is just almost nothing to do.
With language use, his language is simple and direct, and he chooses his words accurately. He doesn't need to use overly complex vocabulary.
There are more people, the atmosphere is usually good, and maybe there's some music playing or...
Topic development is also strong. He starts by stating his preference for cafes and also says why he doesn't meet his friends at his home, because his apartment is too small and there's almost nothing to do there. And he gives several reasons why cafes are better for him. There's a better atmosphere, often there is music, and he can meet new people.
There's always a chance to get to know someone, and it's always exciting.
So overall, this meets the criteria for a score of 4 out of 4. For more details about how the independent speaking responses are scored, see the speaking scoring rubrics on the TOEFL website. Now here are some activities that can help you build the skills you need for the independent speaking tasks. Most important for these questions is that you need to practice speaking continuously for 45 seconds or more. So it's a good idea to have a stopwatch or other timer to use while practicing. Number 1, find a way to practice with native speakers or others who know English well, or join an English club, or start one of your own. 2, collect pictures from magazines, newspapers, or the internet. Look at each picture and describe it in 45 seconds. Try describing the same picture more than once, using different adjectives and adding details. 3, think for 15 seconds about what you did yesterday. Then talk about it for 45 seconds. Remember to use your connecting words and use verbs in the past tense. You can do the same thing to talk about what you will do tomorrow, using verbs in the future tense. 4, practice making a recommendation. Find a topic that you're interested in and explain why your idea is the best way to proceed. There are lots of ways to improve your English skills. Whatever you do, keep practicing. And good luck on your TOEFL test.